All right, guys. So Gas went back through Kalos's Twitter and grabbed all of the new teasers and leaks about Parallel Colony, Parallel Tau Ceti, and just new games on Parallel. Basically everything beyond the TCG. We've been waiting for a while to see when is Colony going to come out and what's the gameplay, and Tau Ceti, the third-person shooter. So we're going to go through these latest leaks, and Gas and I are going to react to them, speculate on the gameplay, all that stuff. So let's get into it. I'm going to pull up the first one. So this, Kalos said, checking in on Parallel Colony, waiting for a build to push, lots of updates coming to the dev build. So this is a 3-minute teaser video. So this is, gameplay. We're looking at the Colony, headquarters here. Colonists log. So this is some text in here. I don't know if this is AI generated or what, but hey Kalos, time for another update. Been on an absolute tear with these technical manuals. Started in the Hab unit, migrated to the Tavern. All this reading is absolutely delicious. So I guess this is one of his characters telling him what they've done since he last checked in. Yeah, it's your avatar, but there's probably going to be characters. It's not just going to be the 10,000 avatars. I'm guessing there's going to be other characters of lesser power levels, or I don't know how that's going to work. But yeah, Plasm, I think we're all hoping to learn more info. So yeah, so we're seeing some recipes and some crafting type stuff. Brings to mind of the classic Minecraft kind of crafting stuff, or a million other games. Lots of different materials. What does this make you think, Gas, just seeing all this stuff?
Yeah, out of this, I really want to believe that this is not going to be only for avatars, because avatars are super expensive. I mean, they will have to find a way of the real gamers to access to it without paying too much on it. And besides that, we can see. I mean, I don't know if you remember the game Red Alert from the EA. It gave me this vibe of everything futuristic, the sci-fi thing. It's just super present here, and but I really want to see what are these agents, these characters are capable of, more than just mining things, right? So I'm super interested on how the craft system will work, how the mining system will work, how everything it's gonna pull off together.
Yeah, it's definitely agree. We're starting to see more because it was just walking for a while. Now we're seeing them scavenge and mine and do these kind of sort of RuneScape idle skills basically, but it's just gonna be, you don't have to sit there and keep clicking, thank God.
Yeah.
And then you cannot control anything, right? Yeah, you're not gonna be controlling the avatar. You're just gonna be it's like The Sims. When you engage with characters in The Sims, it's that kind of thing. So you can nudge them in different directions. You can tell them what you want them to do generally, but they're actually going to control their. It's going to automatically act as an independent character. You're not directly controlling them. Plasm says, my guess is it'll be like The Sims, but the agent plays on its own, and you are like God in the sense that you provide colony resources to survive and thrive. Yeah, you're playing God for the colony. That's a very good way to think of it. I think it'll be really nice if, imagine you have this on your second monitor, you're grinding parallel card game on your main monitor, your opponent's, taking way too long per turn. You can, jump over here, do a few things on your colony while you're waiting for their turn to finish. Not that you would ever be distracted. You're fully focused at all times while you're playing, of course, but hypothetically, I think that'd be cool. And then the skill levels, it can be quite addicting. Just people get really hooked on just leveling up skills. I mean, this brings me back to a classic on-chain game called Million on Mars, which was all about grinding up skills like this.
Yeah, if you see, and there has to be for something, right? Maybe the avatar that has more mining skills, or more, I don't know, it's more shady or something. It can be used for different kind of jobs. But the thing is, how far these jobs are gonna get. So how they will integrate these skills on the day-to-day play, right?
Yeah, what else? What are you going to do with the skills, right?
Exactly.
Definitely a big question. We know there's going to be colony battles. So one thing is probably to be stronger so you can win more of those battles. Metapod says leveling up and crafting addicts me. Yeah, hopefully you can play the game for me, so I don't have to actually play, because I've learned from Elon Musk that playing games is for losers. You just pretend you play the game. Okay, let's go to the next one. So this one is Kalos checking out latest animation and VFX updates for Colony. All right, let's check this one out. And we're going kind of chronologically from like a week ago or so, just so you guys know. So this is about a minute long video. I think it's still at 1.5x. Are we? No, this is 1x
Yeah, I love
speed.
to see the animations from the look at that the power the water power plant just trying to with the movements, and this guy running into the
It looks really good.
yeah.
It looks
And
really good.
This looks like an Augencore kind of faction things, right? If you
Yeah.
see, this is how Augencore is gonna see in the future.
They're exercising. This is me when I get a sub. That's me. That's me after a 10 bomb from Rev. It should be anyway. I actually never do that, but I should. I should give you guys push-ups. Yeah, Metapod. Me too. No, I'm not an Elon fan these days. But a lot of Parallel people are super fans, so we won't get into that. I don't feel like arguing about celebrities. Crazy talk, since he's a gamer too. Did you not catch the thing where he faked his Path of Exile account? It's old news now. What were you gonna say, Gaz?
Yeah, that I don't believe that we already have seen the card like go back a little bit more.
Okay.
A little bit more. It's like a turtle.
That guy?
Turtle or something like that.
Yeah, we don't have a card for this guy yet, do we?
We don't have card for that, so maybe that's a hidden Easter egg.
Like, would the Earthen Colony or the Shroud Colony, like, would they look super different? Because that would be really cool. If this is the Augencore, if this is the Augencore one, I mean, especially like this stuff, like when Gas, like right here, like if this is like Augencore vibes, like this and that and the turtle guy and all, like what would the Shroud one look like, or what would Marco look like? That would be very exciting. I hope they're very different from each other. I do hope that they're very different from each other.
I'm actually super interested on see how Shroud would look like. I want to see how Shroud interacts and where do they interact. Like so far, we have just seen like a couple of chips and yeah, nothing else, right? So ships, guys, and that's it.
Missing some of the 3D assets at agent formation, but pieces are almost all there before we take another big leap forward with Colony. So let's see. So this is, he's logging in. Emerald Hill Zone. Nice Sonic reference there. So he's giving, okay, this is like booting up his character. This is booting up his character. Gives it a name.
And if you see, everything is around Augencore. So I think they just let us know how Augencore faction is going to see.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're right. We are seeing Augencore over and over. Maybe it's a vertical slice. Maybe they only built Augencore first. Like the main, like they finished all the Augencore stuff. And the other ones might not be ready yet. That would actually make a lot of sense. Yeah, I've only read the first 3 comics. I still need to read the 4th and the 5th.
Bro, the comics have so much potential that I don't think people already know how much potential does that the parallel ecosystem has.
Wow, you get a lot of there's a lot of customization options at the start of your character.
Yeah, this is look at this. Stop on this one. You have like a couple of thousand, I don't know how many, 20 or 50 different kind of things. You have carpentry. You can you go a little bit backwards? Like the previous scene.
This one?
That one. So you can distilling that. I think that's related with liquor. You can do repairings, medical, cybernetics, smelting, whatever it is, range combat. So
smelting is like metal, I think.
Yeah, I'm actually interested on how these points will benefit the character and or the AI agent that you call it, whatever.
Call it a character. Don't call it AI agent.
Yeah. So
Only
just
crypto
because
Twitter brain rot people call them AI agents.
just because and here's the thing, right? So if you are if you have a character that has full chemistry related things, that means that it's not going to be any good for carpentry. So how would you build the ecosystem around? So you will need like basically a full amount of army characters in order to, so each one of them it's just specialize on each other things, or maybe
Yeah.
just makes sense to have multiple kind of skills, or I don't know.
No, for sure, because it's like it's 100%. I can feel it where it's one of these games that you level up your resources and your buildings, and the first couple of days it's leveling up really quick, and then all of a sudden like there's a week long cooldown and you need like 4 different characters with a different skill set, and like you hit those walls where like it slows way down, and then you need to like get more characters or level more things up. Like that's the vibe that I get. And like no matter how many characters you have, you're always going to want to get a few more, and you're constantly just trying to like increase your resources. And but yeah, I agree with what Diesel said, by the way. For people who are in the ecosystem on the on-chain side, I'm assuming that bonds will be lending out avatars for use in this game. It's actually
Exactly, but
one
at some
motivation
point,
for me to do the prime grind every day, is just so I can have the avatars for when Colony comes out. As like for with
exactly, but
parallel with
at some
Paragons.
point you will need like um, a ways of doing echoes for those characters, right? Because if not,
Yeah, Avatar
it
Echoes.
will make everything just harder.
That's what Gas said. He was like axie breeding kind of, but for avatars. But the challenge, of
Yeah,
course, is to make it where it doesn't cause some kind of like economic crash, basically. Since we've seen Axie definitely made some mistakes there, but yeah, I mean it feels like it's going to be a very good idle game. You know, I think that's what's important to remember is this is designed as an idle game. So this is, I don't even know. This is more on the game we are building.
Not
this
long
is Tau
ago,
Ceti, I
our
think.
art
Yeah,
team
this is
got
Tau Ceti.
together
Okay.
to imagine what a shooter game set in the parallel universe could look like. What began as a side project
So
quickly grew beyond our
this is my ground.
expectations.
Look at how they are building.
Wow.
How it's gonna be the schematics, the view, the look and feel of all the planets they are building. That this is quite insane.
You're starting to get quieter again.
Potion.
I just have to
Potion.
remind you every like half hour. You're like you're good, and then you start like sitting back, I think.
No, I was trying to eat, but
Or you're
it's fine.
eating. It's okay. Well, it's okay. I'm just letting you know.
We embarked on a journey to create
It's also okay if you're a little quiet sometimes. Not a big deal.
expansive new environments.
Okay, so this it's possibly
Detailed
built in
characters.
Unreal technology as well.
Yeah, Unreal Engine, right? It definitely looks
Challenging
like it.
enemies.
Yeah. So
And
all
unique
the
creatures.
the details we're gonna see are gonna be super sick.
Each thoughtfully designed.
Yeah,
to
it's gonna
be a
enhance and broaden the
third-person
parallel world.
shooter.
Dude,
We are leveraging the curated work
it
from our
looks
Avatars
really
collection,
good
our
graphically.
extensive 3D assets library,
And this is
And
where
the latest in Web3
they
technology.
might just connect
brought
each
together.
other between Colony and the Tau Ceti. If you have a character level whatever, maybe you are able to bring it back to Tau Ceti in order to use it. So that could be a thing.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. Like one of the big ideas behind using NFTs in game was interoperability, having the same character in multiple games, right? And everyone gave up on it, but Parallel's like, wait a minute, we haven't even started yet. And I feel like this is the proof. Is like I mean, Axie did it, but I feel like Axie did it in a very low quality way with like the mobile games, and like the Axies are just blobs. It's not very I don't find it very inspiring creatively. And so like I think this is like, okay, Axie did it in like the simplest possible way, like with the Axie IP, but like now let's do it with like cool characters and like cool shit. Like just seeing, you know, Kathy, Gafar, and then is that Brand? I think. So like Brand, Kathy, and Gafar, just seeing them here is like already kind of cool, you know. It just gives me a
Brand.
feeling of like, hell yeah, I know these guys. The gang's all here, you know. And that's what IP is, you know. And I think a lot of projects are claiming they're building IP, but I don't care about. Oh, is that Neus?
Yeah, it's Neus. Yeah,
Oh, got it.
Alpha Neus.
Got it. And like, I don't know. I just feel like, personally, I'm not. I respect the business and the technology, but like, I'm not inspired by the creativity, the intellectual property of Axie or of the Pudgy Penguins, for example. These like simple cute animal IPs, there's probably a marketplace fit for those, but not for me. I'm a 33-year-old man who reads like sci-fi and watches, trippy like psychological thrillers and shit. I like, I listen to crazy music and shit. I like kind of adventurous art and like kind of more serious stuff. I like some cartoons, but yeah, to me, this is the first one that's even trying to really build like a good IP that, well, Off the Grid is doing some stuff, but Off the Grid I don't think has the characters. They have the world, but I just feel like the character building of the parallel characters is like legitimately underrated. Like, we've really built strong identities for Kathy and Naeus and Gafar and all 15 of them. I mean, maybe not as much, like some of them are kind of the joke. Like John is kind of a joke because he's so bad in the card game, but
yeah.
But it really is like we've built strong identities around 15 characters plus like Harf and Wong and these other like that's so hard to do. And I feel like everyone gives so much credit for other projects that do it, but on Parallel, it's kind of slept on just how strong these characters are.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It's easy to lose when you're frustrated about like development issues and stuff,
And Gafar is not as jacked as people think. I thought I would say that Gafar is more like a jacked kind of guy, but it's just
he's too skinny here. I feel like I think they did.
He's like super skinny, right?
Yeah, he's not jacked enough.
I mean, he's old.
It's old Gafar. They just messed it up. I think they need to add some bulk here. I think they're doing Gafar dirty. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Like that's him after a week-long fast.
Because Naeus is looking pretty good, and Kathy. It's just Kathy.
Kathy's just Kathy. Kathy is unfortunately like the most iconic. We all hate it.
Yeah.
We wish it wasn't the case. She's the villain. I guess that makes sense. She's kind of the villain of the Paragons.
Yeah, but
this looks amazing.
She's like the best villain I've ever seen.
Well, it's great because she's like a villain in the game too. Like,
yeah,
she's like the real villain, and then Skippy's like the annoying villain, and we're waiting for the minor arc.
Exactly.
Like, the plot arc needs to end so we can get back to the good shit.
Exactly.
Bro, this looks amazing, by the way. These graphics, I know Unreal Engine, I get it, but still, this looks fucking amazing.
That's for sure, and Sesame, right? Oh, look at like the Jaguar.
Yeah, that's right. That was Sesame, wasn't it? Oh, and that's in the sky.
Either Sesame or Grow. I'm not sure.
Hold on, in the sky. Wait, did I miss it, or do I have to go? Hold on.
No, it's a little bit more.
A little further ahead.
Later. Yeah, later.
Oh no, there's a different one I saw though. Hold on, no, there's a different one. Wait. That's the one that does 4 damage to 2 creatures at the start of the turn. You know what I'm talking about? It's an 8-mana card in the card game. You recognize that one? It's like Commandeered Warship or something. It's got a big stat line. It costs 8, and at the start of turn, or like when it attacks, or it's something every turn, it can deal 4 damage to 2 targets. It's just, yeah, Commandeered Warship. It's so cool to see these things come to life. Like, it's not cool in theory. It's not like theoretically cool. It's like I am actually reacting to it. I'm like, yo, that like I actually am like excited to see that, Seeing it come to life in different ways. Some people think they messed up by going into other games because it pulled away resources from the card game. But I have to say, seeing the story playing out across different contexts, to me, it really does make it feel... It makes me just believe,
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, true. Fleet support. Well, wait, does the fleet support card show a warship, or is it just a similar-looking vehicle? Or is Commandeered Warship, like, on the fleet support card? I can't remember.
I think the fleet support is
Sesmir.
black.
That's Sesmir for sure. That's got to be Sesmir.
It's insane.
Bro. Yeah, I think fleet support's a different one. I think you're right. Bro, that honestly, like, I don't even play shooters, and that looks so fucking good. I just want to watch Gas. I want to tune into Gas's stream while he's grinding that shit. We'll be in the reverse position. I'll just be in his chat. I don't want to even, my skill is so bad. I'm gonna literally have Gas do the gameplay on my stream when that game drops. I'm gonna be like, all right, guys, Gas is playing and I'm hanging out because like I'm so bad at shooters. Holy shit.
Down on that.
You're down good because I'm not even joking. So this one, crafted items. This is 20 seconds. This is quick. Crafted items added and removed from extraction. Missing prime sync data in Parallel Colony. Let's see. So I think he's gonna craft something. Okay, I'm not sure. He has 3 items in the extraction list, and he's adding a 4th one. I think that's what he's doing. Yeah, he's clicking add items. Oh, okay. He's choosing this from his inventory, moving it to the extract menu. So I guess when he extracts, he'll extract all 4 of these, and presumably that means he can trade them on the marketplace, buy them, sell them, do things with them. So that gets into a little bit of the marketplace.
I have the feeling that the resources are gonna be transferable between people. So if you wanna, if you're maybe Augenkor is just better at mining and Markolian are just better at military, for instance. So if you need some recruits, Markolians can send recruits, or if you need some mining, pues Augenkor is gonna send the minings, right? So I think items are gonna be somehow tradable between the game.
Definitely. I think that's how you'll do it. You'll extract them. They'll be on chain, and you can buy them or sell them or whatever. And it's going to be on Solana. Oh, excuse me, I'm gassy. It's going to be on Solana, and that means really low fees. So you should be able to trade theoretically, all in theory, but like you should be able to trade your stuff, even if it's like, here, gas. Like I need 50 cents of copper. Can you send it over, bro? Like I got you, Flux. No problem. Click. Thanks, man. And I make my missile and I blow up Diesel's headquarters or whatever.
Exactly, and there's a thing that also I think I don't know if Colony is gonna look like that, and that's a mechanic that is gonna be included in Colony. But there's some pictures I send you that you can see like there is a tiny fight going on, and I think it's maybe the next one that goes. We can finish this one and we can see.
I think so. Yeah, there's one more. So let's take a look. So this, hold on. Do I have the screen up? Yes, I do. So this is friendly reminder that parallel third-person extraction shooter is being built on B3.fun. I think it's just showing how good the assets look. Like it's what amazing source material. This is. I believe, man. Like, I really believe in this multi-game ecosystem. I know a lot of people think it was a mistake to not put all the resources into the card game, and I might have thought that as well at one point, but I'm just really starting to see the vision.
Yeah.
They need to fix up the...
I was talking about.
Let me grab it. They got to fix up the card game, don't get me wrong, but I'm just believing. Okay, hold on. We're almost there. The one you're talking about is after this one. So this one is... Agent creation update for Parallel Colony. Colony is an AI simulation game powered by Prime and built on Solana. Here we go. Looks really awesome, doesn't it? It gets me excited. It does look. It's insane. It's insane is the word in the best way. So this is like. This is like we saw this before. This is like a new version, I guess, of the character creation. Guys, all of you, listen closely. Call them characters. Don't call them agents. Take it or leave it. Just trust me. The word for this is a character. If you call it an AI agent, you will repulse, repel, push away every single gamer you encounter. Just call it a character. Just do it.
So here you can see that you can apply jobs to them. Like he
That's
can be
really
a pilot
cool.
and whatever. And
the motivation. Yeah, the motivation. That's so cool. That right there, right?
So yeah, exactly. So this basically, what I believe is gonna be, it's like there will be more resilient or less resilient with the job you send them to do it, right? So if they're just boring of doing cocktails, or they are just worrying of doing exercises, they're just, if you're not motivated enough, they are just gonna say, bro, I just can't grow up more, you know? It's like, I think if the character has their own personalities, it might get pretty huge.
Yeah, I agree. And it's just the level of customization to really be able to like influence what happens. It just makes it feel like in the best case for me, Colony is like a sandbox where I'm fucking around with these characters and then kind of seeing what happens. Like, oh, what if I have, this weird guy and this other guy? Like, I don't know, kind of like seeing what different combinations can do. It's probably gonna be more about gathering resources, but I'd love to like have that like looking for unusual interactions and stuff. Like when I was a kid playing Sonic Adventure with the Chow Garden, I was so excited about like trying to like just like trying to get them to do different things. I remember I was really curious if you could get them to fight. Like I'd like get a Chow to eat the food, and then I'd take the food away, give it to a different Chow. Like in case anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, it was like a mini game with a garden with these little pets called Chow. So I'd like wait till they were hungry, and I'd like take the food away from one and give it to the other, or like try to get them to fight and stuff. It's always fun to like try to get different interactions out of these. Yeah, Metapod, you know. Like this is, in the best case, this would feel like an adult Chow Garden, basically. Games like this in general. But yeah, you give them motivations, their background. It's actually amazing. Con artists on a new adventure. Idyllic childhood. The vibes are cool, man. The vertical view is kind of annoying to me, but I guess that's just because it's mobile first.
Yeah.
Okay, now the next one is the one you were getting to, so let's see. Yeah, Metapod, that makes sense. I mean, I don't think it's going to... Yeah, maybe it'll scratch an itch like that a little bit. Yeah, I would definitely... The vibe is very different, but maybe there can be a little... Just that feeling of, like, discovering new interactions and, like, getting excited when they do something unexpected. Like, I did really enjoy that as a kid in the Chow Garden. And I think that's what The Sims is also about a lot of the time. So this one, right?
Yeah.
So
man.
this is not a project that's being... We don't know what this is, right? Or do you know? Like, what is this?
Bro, I have my ideas, and my ideas are that they are probably making a TFT around the parallel ecosystem, and that would be more than huge, because I've been playing like a few auto battlers every now and then, but this is just the love I developed because of the lore that Parallel has and all the ecosystem that it has. It just became so good when you see your, I don't know, Catherine playing against Neos in a TFT, and you can have these swarms of convergence against these Margolians agents. And it's just the idea of having a TFT and battling everyone in each other. It's just super, super attractive.
That would be crazy. I have no experience with auto battlers except for a little bit in the on-chain space, but like just looking at this, it just looks so stunning.
If you have played something like Clash of Clans or...
Never played any auto battlers except for a game called Splinterlands, which is like a crypto one. And then Illuvium a little bit, which was not very fun.
I think that if they make this idea, if the idea that I have is that what they are building, that's gonna be insane. I mean, I'll probably just take my money, brother. Take my money, you know?
Yeah.
Take the credit card and take it.
Do we think they're building this? I mean, this is the first time we've seen this. He just says, "I simply wouldn't leave the house." Is this just like teasing us? It's like it must be a mock-up, right? It's just like a mock-up, like an idea. It's like the same way we like ideate things with scripts. This is just like them making an example of a thing to think about, right? There's no way this is actually being developed yet.
Exactly. That it could be always it could be also a RTS, like a real-time strategy where you just
like StarCraft, right? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
it looks like StarCraft to me.
Lives.
Yeah.
But being what makes me think that it's a TFT is like there's these two sides, right? Clearly, there is a side for whatever they are. I think they are Cathari agents against Margolians in this case.
Yeah.
So there's like these two super clarified kind of sides that you can see that they are just fighting against each other, and that's what makes me think that it's not an RTS but a TFT.
Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. Yeah, it's probably just a mock-up, but I think Plasm said it best, Cyoplasm. The 3D assets library is a major W for them. They can spin up concepts like this on a whim. I just think a couple years ago, the on-chain gaming space gave up on interoperability, and Parallel is doing it, and kind of it's proving like it wasn't that it's a bad idea, it's just that it's fucking hard. It's hard, it's expensive, it takes a long time, and doing it in the context, like doing it when you're in this early stage of on-chain gaming, when there's so many scams, so much degeneracy, so much stuff people don't like, this current stage of the system where like everyone kind of knows it's fucked up, but it's kind of hard to like break out of the token trading nonstop and like get into building value. It's like people are trying to get there, but there's like this crabs in a bucket thing. If you try to get out, you get dragged back in. No one can break away from like the gravity of the degeneracy. But I just feel like the interoperability thing and stuff is it with combined with on-chain technologies is a legitimate, innovative approach, and it's just really hard. It's expensive. It takes a long time, and it might just be that Parallel's the one to do it. Although the flip side, the devil's advocate, is that it does take away resources from the card game, which has been buggier and a bit slower to get fixed up than we would like. But it might be a worthwhile trade if we can just land in the next 6 to 12 months where they fix up the card game, speed up animations, fix bugs, and Colony's out and Tau Ceti comes out. And we really... I feel like almost nobody can see it. And I know Kalos sees it, obviously, and like the people leading it, but it's like, it actually makes an incredible amount of sense to me that Parallel is just running back what Axie did, but with better games. Like starting with one and building out to an ecosystem. The question is, can we get past the buggy, bad UX kind of phase to get to the promised land?
And I think it's just because how they implemented, right? So they just created a huge, amazing story, and they made games about it, right? So I believe their approach is like the correct one. They just create the gods of the game, and then they just go to the game, right? So they have the story, they have the characters, they have the interactions between factions, they have basically everything built up already in paper, and now what they have to do is just move a little bit back and forth and see what can be achieved with that. And that's the thing that makes me so passionate about this whole sci-fi story that they are building.
Yeah, completely agree. Man, those updates are actually like really good. Those updates are really good. I'm so pumped now. That was way more like exciting and bullish and like all that than I expected.
Yeah, when I saw that thread of tweet, I was just like, I'm so pumped. I want to do this already now.
Yeah, I can't wait to play these games, man. That's freaking awesome. Okay, review completed.